and I still think we got a lot of room to grow. I think there's still some young folks that can still help us and do all that. I think I'm pretty greedy. I'd still like to have some more depth, by all means. More, Tommy, I think it's in this conference especially, but I think in everywhere with college football right now, I think depth is, I think depth is a key, and I think it's a key factor in teams having success, and especially as you start to get down the stretch here and the end of October and into November, and I think that it's huge. You're trying to develop it all the time. I think part of it is, I don't know if I ever realized, I think we're second year in this defense. I think that helps. I think that takes some of the learning curve out. So I think it allows some of those guys that, that have been around, get a chance to learn what's going on. I think they learn through a couple years of the defense, multiple positions. I think you can move guys around. They become more flexible. And I think all of that adds to getting some depth. I don't know. I don't really ever look at it. I just, we try to get everybody lined up and call defenses, and our guys work really hard at it and try to go make it work. And I think that's kind of where we are. I think everywhere in this league you're trying to do that, and I think in all my years you try to do that. It's easier to call a defense when it's third and really, really long. Those third and shorts get really, really hard. So I think that's the case always. In this league, I've noticed that it becomes a little bit more, but I don't. It's critical. This offense is probably as good as anybody we've played to this point, for sure. And it's going to be really important for us. We're going to have to fight for every yard and every inch and every down in space. We're going to have to tackle in space. Right? I mean, that ball's out. We're going to have to run and tackle and get as many guys to the ball as we can. But I think that's the biggest thing that, and I think that's all through every game. But I think this, I think the talent that they have at the skilled positions, the number of them, the number of guys catching balls, the tailbacks, and again, the ability of a guy that's going to be up for the Heisman and should be. And, our guys are going to have to tackle out in space and get guys on the ground and keep making them take some snaps. I think we're trying to, again, if guys have earned our trust in practice, I think we're trying to get those guys rewarded a little bit. And I think, too, the numbers of snaps that guys are playing, a lot of our kids on defense are on special teams, and we just have to be really smart. And then, again, sometimes there's guys that are playing really well, and you hate to take them off the field. I mean, Braxton, again, a good example the other night is Braxton played a ton of plays on special teams and probably too many on defense, but he was playing really, really well and playing really sharp, and it was hard to take him off the field. So there's a fine line of just subbing guys to sub them, or making sure that those guys that go in there do a good job. You see a lot of growth. I think you see those guys working competitively together. I think that's a really cool group. They spend a lot of time, of all the units, they spend a lot of time in there together studying film, old guys, young guys. And I think they have really grown together and learned together, and they've become very competitive together, and that's healthy.
Most impressive aspect of Will Greer's game? Or are there several?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a reason he is, and again, we'll have a chance to win the Heisman, I would think. And, he's really, really sharp. He's big and physical. He can run. He's athletic. He can get out of the pocket. He can wear you out on a play and can make every throw on the field. And he's really sharp, really smart, doesn't make very many bad decisions. And, he's that guy. I mean, there's a reason he's getting the publicity, and it's well-deserved.
Is his, I want to say, decision-making, does that jump off film a little bit? Because he
knows exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of respect for their offensive staff and what they do. Through the last couple of years that we've played him, and I just think he he's another coach out there on the field. I would think he has, and again, I don't know, but he certainly knows where he's going with the ball, when he's going there with it, how it's getting there, knows the coverages, all of those things. He's not a guy that you spend a bunch of time trying to confuse. You've got to do your job and play well, because he can make you pay.